How's it going, Terry? Good to see you, bud. Just waiting for a couple more people to pop in. Just like, give me one. Hey, Thorn, what's going on? Just had to close my my room door. Just one more thing to get set up here before we get going. All right. So I got all the ancillary stuff running in the background. I figured out what I did wrong with the villager trading hall. They were not low enough. So I've got them on a regular piston. They're just dropping them down. And apparently what you need to do is they need to be fully on the same height. They need to basically be able to see eyes of each other. And in order for the villager not to get away, they need to be slightly higher. So the recommendation is use a sticky piston with a trap door on top of it, and then put the villager on top of that so that when you lower them down, that little tiny width is enough to keep the top of their head clipping the block and they can't escape. The villager, that is, not the zombie. So that is definitely one of the things I'm going to be working on tonight, is fixing that. I got, you guys can see here, you can see the descriptions on this. So hang on, let me go to my regular full view. Put some guardrails up here basically to keep me in the ladder, because I noticed that I'm having some issues trying to get in and out. So I use the iron bars. I just like the look of them. And I made the enchanting area. In order to get max level enchantments, you need 15 bookcases around an enchanting table. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're on Outriders. Okay. I don't think I've never played that game. Very cool. So like I said, did the enchanting table. With that, I was able to enchant some other pieces of gear that I had and merge them together. So I've got pretty close to what I want for enchantments on my armor. I've got Protection 3, Tombstone Soulbound, now that I've seen it in action, and that reminds me, I now have 5 deaths. I died earlier today. I'm going to 0 at the numpty counter. Tombstone Soulbound, what that does is when you die, it doesn't go into the tombstone, it stays on you. So when you respawn in the world, you've got whatever it is that's got this Soulbound on it. So all but my the boots have that. So Protection 3. I think I talked about this last night, but I don't remember if I did or not. So there is a couple of different types of protection. There's fire protection, blast protection, projectile protection. Okay, that's cool. That looks very cool. So there's a bunch of different types of protection, and they are niche, whereas protection itself applies to all of them. So it is the best of them to use. It would be the S tier, if you will. So I've got protection on all of these now. So Protection 3, Mending, and Aqua Affinity. Aqua Affinity means that you can stay under submerged longer before you run out of the little air bubbles. Chest piece has Protection 3 and Mending. The leggings have Protection 4 and Mending. And the boots have Protection 3, Mending. Spectral Bite. You've probably noticed, excuse me. A couple of times when I'm fighting, there's this spectral cloud that I get hit by something, and the spectral cloud attacks whoever it was that just hit me. That's what this is. It's part of the Tombstone mod pack. And then Depth Strider means that when you're moving through water, you move at the same rate as you do on land. So now that I've gotten these to where I want them, I was, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to craft netherite. In one of the updates, in order to craft netherite, you need the smithing template. The smithing template is only found in the nether bastions, which means that we got to go visit a bastion. I found it. Excuse me. I'm almost to it. I need to finish the tunnel that I'm building to it. So I know where it is. I marked the spot, and then now I just got to build a easy access way to get there. And then the other thing is, while I was looking at the stuff that I have, I crafted the Eyes of Ender. I've been actually, instead of sleeping through the night, I've been fighting zombies out in the between my wall and the trading hall. So killed some endermen, a bunch of endermen actually, killed a bunch of spiders. I had a fucking midget skeleton kill me. That's how I ended up dying. I could not get close enough to hit it. So anyway, is what it is. But crafted a bunch of Eyes of Ender and found where, or at least where I think the what do they call it? It's where the end portal is. Stronghold. I think I found the stronghold. So basically what you do is you throw the ender pearl in the air and then look to see which way it goes, and it heads for the stronghold. And then you just follow the track. When you get over it, you throw it, and the ender pearl dives into the ground. So what I did is, at the point that I was convinced that that's where it was diving into the ground, I marked the spot with a teleporter. So we can go back and we can go dig down and see if we can find the damn thing. So there is the potential that I'm going to get to the end today. I'm not fighting the Ender Dragon. All I want to do is get one piece of end stone, and then get the hell out of there. So that is sort of the tentative plan. So I think I've got it on this screen. Yes. Last night I slept from 11 until 3:30, woke up coughing, went to the washroom, got a Halls basically. That quieted me down, slept until I fell asleep probably about 4 and slept straight through until 8. So, excuse me, much closer to what I would consider a normal night's sleep. So I am still coughing, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. It's just that when I do all of this talking, I dry out and I get that tickle. So excuse me while I chew. I'm going to pop some gum in. Oh, I know why I popped that screen up. So the tentative plan on the scroll is we're going to fix the trading hall. I don't think I'm going to. I'm gonna infect one and cure them just as proof of concept to make sure it works. We got to go find the Nether Bastion. I got to raid the boxes that are in there. This is probably going to kill me. And then the end question mark. So those are kind of tentatively what I'd like to try and get done tonight. So with that in mind, I'm going to sleep through the night to make sure that this bed is set as my spawn point. And what I've done is I crafted a second backpack and chucked it in this barrel. And I'm not hearing any game sounds. Give me 1 sec. Oh, I know why. I'm an idiot. I turned this off earlier, or turned it off last night because I could actually hear the game in the headphones. So I crafted a second backpack and chucked it in here. Basically, like I said, what it's got is my teleporter, an atomic disassembler, some food, and the boots that I was originally running, because those are what I'm going to, basically that's what I would be missing. So it's basically just a handy go bag. And I'm going to throw some torches in there as well. So that when I die, I can at least have some of the stuff that not what I meant to do. Yeah. And Thorn, you had asked what I can do about fire protection. I had this down in the chest in the at the fishing shack that I got from fishing. So basically what this does is you cast this on yourself and it gives me 10 minutes of fire resistance. So that is going to be very, very useful. I'm going to be running the bow. I've got extra arrows. I've got Eyes of Ender. So this basically... So we're going to put the numpty counter up by 1. For me not remembering that I had turned off the sound last night. So when we were leaving last night, we ran the mob farm overnight. So you can see some of the stuff that I've got. I got 15,000 gunpowder. It didn't give me any spider eyes. What you see here are ones that I've gotten from directly farming myself. 15,000-ish bones, 15,000 arrows. Need to see rotten flesh and string. So 12K rotten flesh, 9K string. So the mob farm definitely works. I'm not going to need to run that again for a while. I'm still going to need more of these. So we will also have to go out and run around and kill spiders. I'm just, because I just logged into the game, I have to, this is probably needs to be broken and reset. Yep. So this, nothing here has changed. But we're going to have to go kill Dirt McZombie and replace him eventually with Rob Zombie. And then fix the underground portion of this. You can't craft spider spawners, but there probably is one under. So underneath this area is an abandoned mine shaft. And there typically are cave spider spawners in those. So you can see there's that little bit of the wood that you can see poking out there. So that is part of an abandoned mine shaft. So I need to go down and explore that at some point. But there's probably a cave spider spawner down there. And from that, we could make two things. We can make an XP farm, and we can kill the spiders that way. So that's definitely on my list for things to do. So I'm going to tear this down. Just so that I have light. Okay. So what I need to do at this point is, one at a time, move these zombies out of the way. Zombies. Move the villagers out of the way. And then try and get them back in. I just don't want them to escape. So, before we go any further, so the rail stuff I'm going to throw in here for now. And I don't need this stuff right now, so I'm just going to tuck it aside to give me the extra inventory space. Go sleep through the night. I need some more fence gates anyway. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you haven't seen the trials and tribulations of trying to maneuver them around. So I'm trying to do one of these at a time. And I know what I forgot. Forgot my way in and out. They sort of go where they feel like. Oh, son of a bitch, he hopped down. Did he? Where the fuck did he go? Oh, he was able to get out. I'm just going to auto-craft these. And I'm just going to craft the pistons and replace them in the system. I'm going to make more. I know I am. No, I don't want to get these guys mixed up. So it's a little bit time consuming to do it this way, but so then what we do is we put the oak trap door on top of that. So when they come fully down, the zombie is actually going to be up one from here. So this actually, I got to tear back out of here because this is going to be dirt. because the zombie has to be on that level. And I didn't get organized like I'd meant to. So this is where the zombie is going to live. And when we lower them down, see the height of this one? Can I reach? No. See if we can coax this guy in. Yeah, I could do that. Come on. So, that's actually mashing him down slightly. But when I lower him down, you can see that there is a little bit of a tiny bit of an interference. He can't quite clear because of that little extra bit, and the zombie has full access to him. They can see eye to eye. I meant to turn it off first. Did that. Never mind. And just in case I get one loose, I'm going to... Villagers are incredibly frustrating. I'm going to go sleep through the night. Four down. Come on out. Come on. I know, right? Now I bet you he's going to be shy to get back in there, too. Oh, come on, get out of the corner. So those two guys are done. We'll do these last three together. Figured out the way to coax them out anyway. One in there. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. I just made a spare. What I'm going to do is drop it in behind them and see if that'll coax them in. God damn it. I wasn't quick enough. I don't think I need the extra size on the walls there, but Whoa. How in the fuck do I get that guy down now? Look, dude. He was a bit of a pain in the ass. So yeah, no, cats have nothing on villagers. So those guys are done. I think herding cats would be relaxing after that. So note to self, build this correctly the first time before you populate it. Okay, so this whole side is done. And everybody, God, I hope everybody's back in their correct stalls. Protection 3, Silk Touch, Efficiency 4, and Breaking 3, Mending, Fortune 3, Power 5, Fire Protection 4, Sharpness 5, Looting 3, and Sweeping Edge 3. Okay. All good. Ten. Easy one's done. No, that's not what I meant to do. Hey, what's going on, Boom? Nice. That sounds like it was a lot of fun, bud. Yep. Understandable. Okay. So, Boom, it's been a minute since you've been in here. What this is a villager trading hall. I'm building a system that I can actually zombify them or infect them with, curse them as it being zombies, and then cure them. Because even though I'm the one that infected them inadvertently, by curing them, they like me and they will trade at a better rate, which means it reduces the cost of your trades with these guys. How long has it been since you've been on here? Because you probably won't recognize what I've done to the place. So this is my main house, and I don't recall if this was here when you were last here. So this is where I'm living. This is now 2 stables and my mine entrance, zombie breeder and iron farm. And then this monstrosity built this to house my cobble farm and my... So this is a cobble generator. It's fairly complex. I don't remember if you were here when I built it, but the long and short of it is... yes, exactly. Basically, when lava touches water, it creates cobblestone. So these are leaves that are waterlogged, so they are your water source, and then we've got lava in here. This monstrosity up here is a TNT duplicator. Basically what it does is there's a piston there and a piston there, and this jams the TNT back and forth very rapidly, which glitches it and causes it to drop a TNT, even though it hasn't used the one that's there. So that drops in there, explodes these, and there's a catch system. Inside this, there's flowing water that flows in this general direction. It then drops down and then flows in this direction. There are hoppers there, and then these will catch cobblestone as it falls. So this arms the system. This sets it off. Make boom boom. So just in that little while, you can see that this is catching cobblestone. And we'll come back and see how much that we generated in that little bit. On the roof, we've actually teched up. Those are solar panels. So this is a solar farm, if you will. There's 12. There's basically 4 arrays of 3, so 12 solar panels up on the roof. So that's part of my power plant. Cat door. Boom. So solar power comes down through this cable and into, this is basically my deep storage. So these are 2 battery cells. They're called energy cubes, but that's exactly what they are. This is also a power system. This is slightly more complex and more advanced. It produces way more power. Basically, this is one of the inputs. So we're bringing in... Give me 1 second here. I've been talking a fair bit, so I've dried out. Therefore, I'm coughing a lot. So, Hall's time. And we'll just park the gum temporarily. So, you introduce food of some sort, something that is a bio product. It goes through this crusher and gets crushed down into, they call it biofuel, but think of it as biomass. Okay, so that's one side of the equation. Over on this side, we've got a water source block down there and an electric pump pumping up into these tubes. Water's being fed into this machine, which is an electrolytic separator, and this machine, which is a pressurized reaction chamber. The water comes in and gets separated out into its 2 component parts, hydrogen and oxygen. We're not using the oxygen, we're using the hydrogen. The biomass comes in this side. So we've got water, hydrogen, and biofuel, and it outputs now ethylene, so gas. And then this machine burns ethylene gas. It's a gas burning generator. The cool part about this is you can see it's just ticking over. It's barely on. So this responds to the need of the system and responds in kind. So when there's a heavy draw in the system, this ramps up and starts burning more fuel, is basically what it is. So its power, this generates much more power. So you can see these ones are banded in red and these ones are banded in blue. These are advanced universal cables. These are elite universal cables. Don't worry about that. Basically, these are an upgrade. They can handle more power. think of them as high tension lines, whereas this is probably 220. So power comes out, goes under the floor, across here, and back into the same cube. And then underneath this one is the supply line to the rest of the stuff, the consumers. Okay, so that's part of my power generation system. One other thing that's hiding down here is this thing right here. It's called a quantum entangloporter, which is a very complicated name for something that is capable of long distance and across dimension transporting energy, items, liquids, gases, whatever you decide to pump through it, basically. So you put one on one side set to receive, put one somewhere else that's set to output, and it wirelessly outputs. So coming out the bottom here, this is going to go to a digital miner, or my miner, so I don't have to actually physically go down in the mines and mine anymore. Same blue banded cables for the first three because it is a high output device, and then the rest of the receivers of power are back to the advanced. So this is the power side of the equation. Over on the power consuming side, I now have a fully set up auto crafting and ore processing setup. So from right here to here is ore processing, and it takes a block of ore and converts it into three ingots. So it basically multiplies your by a factor of 3 what you're creating. So this is an exporter, and it's exporting from, I now have, it's a mod called Refined Storage, and it basically allows you to access everything that you own through an interface. It's stored digitally, if you will. But if I have something that's in this system and I want to export it to something, you use an exporter. This exporter currently is set to export nether, gold, and I think there's a couple of other things around the back. So automatically, when ore goes into my refined storage system, it gets ejected into here, and then it runs down this line and finishes with a smelter and then goes back into storage. So that's what this is. This is an enriching factory. What it does is it enriches things for one of the mods. This is a crafter. It's part of refined storage. So this allows for auto crafting. Either in the case of this, I can auto craft trapdoors. 6 pieces of oak go in the 3x3 crafting grid, and 2 trapdoors come back out the other side. So this will get automatically crafted if I ask for it. Same thing with paper, and there's a bunch of them around here. Anything with the blue square pointing out means it's just general crafting. These ones are pointing into a machine, so they're giving the machines the inputs they need to do something with it. So in this particular case, I am asking for this machine to make me enriched diamonds. So I'm inputting a diamond, and out will come. It goes through this machine, and it becomes the enriched state of that. So that's what this does. This does the same thing. It's got I created 2 of them just so that I have extra power. Crusher does the same thing. In this particular case, I can crush iron ingots, gold ingots, osmium ingots, and diamond into their the dust. I can also crush down wool into string, basically. So that's what this one does. And then this enriching factory, there's an exporter on it. Anytime the system gets nether quartz or ancient debris, it will automatically run it through this system, through the enriching factory. So that's this side of the line. Over on this side, again, we've got crafters. This is a crafting grid, so this allows me to interact with, I can pull things directly out of my storage, or I can craft using items that are already in the digital system. So it just means that I don't have to go find a whole bunch of shit and then craft it, and then basically I can do this automatically now. So as an example, that quantum entangloporter, I could request one and have the system make it for me. Now, in order to do that, you need a pattern grid. So what you do with this one is you tell it what the recipe is, for whatever it is that you wanted to build. So for example, piston. I've already got this set up, but this over here is JEI, or just enough items. If I want to make a piston, it's 4 pieces of cobblestone, redstone, iron, and then 3 planks in this 3x3 crafter. I hit the plus sign, it loads it in here. This is the finished product. What I then do is apply that to a pattern. And then I would take that pattern, and this is a crafter manager. I would put it in the system in one of the crafters, basically. If I don't want to use that, I basically crouch, right-click it. That wipes the pattern, and I put it back in here for later use. So that applies both to machine crafting and just crafting. These ones are all part of the processing system. So there's actually, and these are conduit covers, if you will, just to hide all the wiring and shit. And I'll do the other side eventually once I finish populating the exporters. So with this one, there's an exporter that is exporting this enriched carbon from the system. There's also a mod in the exporter, probably easiest shown here. These are mod slots. What I do is in the top slot, I put a crafting mod, which means that it is trying to export enriched carbon. If there's none left in the system, it'll craft it and then chuck it in here. And that just makes sure that this tank is constantly full of carbon. And then what this does is this would input iron, craft it using the carbon that's in there, and it makes enriched iron. And then I can take that enriched iron, run it back through the same process. It comes out as steel dust. And then over here this is a furnace. And this is the pattern that if I'm asking for example, let's say I need an ingot of steel. What the system will do is it will take a piece of iron, run it through this machine twice. So what you get is enriched iron, and then turns the enriched iron into steel dust. And then it sends it over here and runs it through the smelting factory or furnace and turns it from the dust into the ingot. So again, those 3 steps I used to have to do manually. Now I just tell it I want some steel, or a craft that I'm trying to do needs steel. It will automatically craft what it needs for that craft. So incredibly powerful, and it's a massive quality of life thing. So basically, I've got 4 of these set up to do exactly the same thing, but with different input ingredients. So again, an exporter with a crafting thing on here doing the enriched redstone. This is an osmium compressor. So again, there's an exporter here that exports osmium into the side, and then the crafter in the top. If I put refined obsidian dust in, I get an ingot, basically. This is a smelting factory. I've got 2 crafters pointing at it just to increase the amount of crafts that I can get it to do, because these have a limited number. I think it's 9. Yeah. So I knew this was going to fill up. I've got 8 already, or 9 already. 8 already. So that's basically all that is. Exporter exporting the enriched diamond to fill that tank, and then an exporter exporting enriched obsidian to fill that tank. And then each of these uses that to craft something. And then these are the regular crafters. All of them have patterns in them already. They all do different things. I spread it out so that if I'm asking for a complicated device, multiple crafters are doing things simultaneously. It just speeds things up. Now you can also speed these up by in these slots, instead of putting in a crafting one, you can put a speed upgrade in there. That costs power. So I don't have enough power to do everything I want to do yet. Think of the power generation that I'm going to go through in this, as we go through this whole playthrough, is in 4 stages. 5 stages, if you will. Pre-power. So that's where we started. Everything was done manually. And then you have the choice of going wind or solar. That's tier 1. So we went solar. Second stage is biofuel, ethylene. So you saw that. I can add a second generator if I need it, just to tide me over. And then the top 2, the last 2, there's 2 different types of nuclear power that you can get into in this game. Fission, Exactly what it sounds like. With that, you've got a fission reactor and then a steam turbine to generate your power, and then fusion. And fusion is fucking enormous amounts of power. You need a massive storage system to store the amount of power that it generates. But once you really don't need to go to that stage. Once you go to the first stage of nuclear power, you basically, that's your power needs are met for whatever you want to do. But there's also material, there's crafting materials from the byproducts of these that you can use to make additional stuff that I eventually want. So we will go through all those layers. So that's what this massive building is. This is basically, it's a factory building. So we got a power plant, cobblestone generator, and then auto crafting and ore processing. Gonna run back home and sleep through the night. Oh, and upstairs, this building, if you saw it originally, it now has a loft. This is an enchanting table. This is used to make enchantments for your, this armor has 4 enchantments on it. Protection 3, Tombstone, Soulbound, Mending, and Aqua Affinity. Some of them came from here. Some of them came from villager trades in the villager hall that I was working on when you first logged in. So this is here. We've got a brewing set up here for making potions. And then out the back, we've got 2 animal pens with cows and sheep. We've got a carrot farm that we were using for a while. Oh, absolutely it is. Like, now, obviously, I'm doing modded stuff, which adds to the depth of stuff that you can do. And this is the part about it that I love, because I've seen guys that do all the stuff that I do, but there's wires running everywhere and it just looks ugly. What I do is I take the time to, like, you can see here that if I point here, this says it's a block of, it's a log. That's deep slate bricks. But when I aim here, this says it's an importer. This says it's a cable. Those are facades. So I try and bury everything so that you can't see it. Underneath here is a labyrinth of wiring for the 2 systems that you have to use. Power, and then the cabling from refined storage. This will eventually get hidden once I do some more ore processing and put everything in here that I need. This wire, I'm ultimately not going to be able to hide because you can't use covers. I try and run the power through the floor so you don't see it. This I had to elevate it up one because I had to get a pump and the electrolytic separator. So this you will see after I'm done. Such is life. But I've got this one completely hidden on 2 sides, and this one is hidden currently on one side. And then this log, when it goes back into place, will hide the other part so you can't see the cables. So that's the kind of stuff that I find fun, is making it look aesthetic and hiding all the tech that you've built into it. So I don't know if this was here the last time you were here. This is a honeycomb farm. So those bees, we've got 2 bee nests, which spawn in the world. 1 on each side. And then in the middle are 2 hives that I crafted. Or 3. There's 3 hives in the middle that I crafted. And then all of them are fully populated. Basically what happens here is, as these fill up with honey, they actually send out a redstone signal that is readable by a comparator. So you've got the hive, then you've got a solid block, which allows it to read the signal off of the hive. The comparator sends out, based on how full it is, a signal. So see how these are different color red? They're glowing, and these are dark. What that means is this comparator is sending out a redstone signal of 2 out of a potential 5. So this is 2/5. That hive is 2/5 full. Once it gets to a signal strength of 5, it will actually trigger this dispenser, which is full of shears. The shears will cut the honeycomb that the honey is in. It gets picked up by the hopper, goes into this chest, and then there's an importer on the bottom of the chest, so it sucks it out of the chest and throws it into my digital storage system. So this part above ground is all vanilla Minecraft, and then I'm adding mod support so that I don't have to go pick it up. So from this honeycomb, this is a different mod. This is called storage drawers. I can store everything digitally, but that gets, you run out of, you fill the storage drives. They're basically hard drives. Once they're full, you need another module and another module and another module. These are hugely upgradable. So I've got, as an example, honeycomb. I've got 6,195 honeycomb in the system right now. If I go over here to cobblestone, I've got 16,900 cobblestone. Here's where it gets silly. I've got 22,500 of these melons growing, going in here, which works out to 211,000 melon slices. This is what goes into my fuel system. So I'm producing more biomass, if you will, than I can burn currently. So, and then all of this, there's a drawer controller that can see all of these inventories, and then underneath it is another block from Refined Storage called external storage that is touching this, and that means that as far as Refined Storage is concerned, this is all storage of the system. What you do with the external storage thing is you set priority and you say, okay, I'm going to set a priority of 50. Which means that it will prioritize putting things in here rather than storing it in these disk drives. So anytime I add cobblestone to the system, it goes into the storage drawers. And I can also take directly from these or store directly into them. So I think you've seen this. What I started to show you out the back is I actually made a little hut for fishing. I've got a little fishing pond. And yes, you can fish in Minecraft. That's part of the vanilla game. So from in here, I can fish. I'm safe from the weather. I'm safe from mobs. And you can get enchanted items from fishing. So all of these bows I got pulled out of the water, basically. So that's this part of the base. Up over there is an AFK platform for one of my farms. It's a slime farm. So if I need more slime, I just go AFK up there for a while and then go collect the drops. I've got a mob farm that I built yesterday that I'm up on the AFK platform. You can just see the top of it. We're out over the ocean somewhere. So this thing that's just the roof. Underneath the roof are 10 spawning platforms going down towards the water. On each one of them is a dispenser with a water bucket in it. And this thing let's go down and have a look. Come on, find the center. There we go. And you can hear there's mobs in there because it's dark enough for them to spawn. This is basically just a timing mechanism. If I flip the lever on, it sends a signal into these repeaters. These are all set to 4 ticks. Each second in the game is broken down into, I think, 20 ticks. And these all tick at 4. So this is about a 5-second, 10-second-ish timer is basically what it is. So every 10 seconds, it fires pulse into all of the dispensers. The dispenser releases the water out onto the platform, which pushes all of the mobs off. 10 seconds later, it pulls the bucket back and then pauses for 10 seconds and lets the mobs spawn back in. And then rinse and repeat. Down underneath all of this is another water. It's flowing water, basically, that I created that catches all the mobs that fall, funnels them into the center, drops them down another chute that's 19 blocks tall. If that doesn't kill them, there's campfires on the bottom that will kill them. Underneath the campfires are hoppers. All the drops go through the campfire into the hopper, into a chest, into the hoppers, and then from there into a quantum entangloporter, which puts them directly into the system. So unfortunately, I can't show you the rest of this. But if we go back home, after I finished building it, I turned the system on for the night and went to bed. So these are all drops from the farm. So I got 15,000 gunpowder. I only got 17 spider eyes, but 15,000 bones, 15,000 arrows. I think there's 12,000. Yeah, 12,000 rotten flesh, and I can't see the string. 9,500, so 9,529 string. So this comes from the spiders. So very effective. Gunpowder I'm eventually going to use to make rockets. The rest of it, just they get used for crafting. The bones get broken down into bone meal, so I can create other farms to grow things very, very rapidly. Arrows get used in the bows that I that I use. So that's this side of things. Just going to go sleep through the night. Minecraft is a very cool game. They call it a sandbox game, which means that you can do anything you want in your sandbox. Now, surrounding this area, I've walled it off and I've put torches down, which basically means that no hostile mobs spawn inside the base. It's ugly because it's got all these torches, but eventually there's going to be more buildings. I'm going to decorate it as we go. So there will be natural lighting sources. But for now, it's a no spawn area. And then they can't open and close these gates so that they can't come through. This is my trading hall. I had to put it out here because I needed it to be 124 blocks away from the villager breeder so that they would take new trades. Now, the reason that I'm creating these hallways is what I've done is I've trapped a whole bunch of these guys. This block, the lectern, it determines the job of the villager. It turns them into, God, what are they called? They're a librarian. So librarians deal in books. Until I trade with these guys, if I break and reset this lectern, it resets the initial trades. So you can actually decide what book you're going to get first. So this guy gives me protection 3, which is something that I can use on all my armor pieces. That's max level. And you can see it's 18 emeralds. So I've traded with this guy to lock the trade in, so he will have that trade forever. If he gets infected by a zombie, or gets turned into a zombie by a zombie, and I cure him, he's very grateful, and because of that, the cost of this trade goes down, which means it costs me less to get this book. So what I'm doing right now is making a system where I can infect them and cure them at my leisure. So I need to put a zombie in here eventually, and then basically what you do is you hit them with a splash potion of weakness, and then feed them a golden apple, and that will cure them. So I have to craft both. But basically what I do is I'm going to name tag a zombie, hide it in here. Now, because he can't make eye contact with this villager at this point, he can't do anything. They have to make eye contact in order for them to interact. Now, you'll notice there's a piston, and then there's actually a trap door there. This creates enough of a lip that when I lower this guy down, or lower the piston down, his head doesn't clear the block. He can't run away. He's stuck in this little tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this guy down. There's going to be a zombie in here. He's going to punch him a couple times and turn him into a zombie. Once I see that that has happened, I raise him back up, hit him with the splash potion, and feed him the golden apple, and he's cured. You can do that. I think it takes 3 times to get your max or your min level trade, if you will. But by the time I'm done, this trade should be 1 emerald. So it's just a way of increasing your own efficiency in the game. Now, I built this incorrectly initially. You can see that there's a piston there. See how this piston has green? And that piston has brown, if you will? So a regular piston versus a sticky piston. So you need the sticky piston in order to keep the trapdoor stuck to it. So I didn't do that initially. I had the zombie villagers 1 block too low. They couldn't make eye contact. It wasn't working, yada, yada, yada. So this is what I was working on when you showed up. This side is already done. The empty stalls here are set to go. What I have to do now is herd cats. So basically what I need to do is break this so that he comes out of the stall. So I'm going to place that down here to attract him out. I'm going to block him from going back in there and lower the piston down. Go down here. Break the piston. Replace it with the sticky piston. Put a trap door on top of it. Leave it in the lowered position. And now the fun part is trying to get this fucking villager back into his cell. I'm blocking those so he can't get up on top of them, and I have to try and nudge him in, and he at some point will get pissed off from this and run away, or not. So that actually went fairly smoothly. So he's done. And now we rinse and repeat. The fence is there basically to keep them from running away while I'm doing this. And, you know, are these guys enslaved? Uh-huh. They're working for the man. I'm the man. Actually, I'm going to cover these 3. Uncover these. Yeah, it should be fine if he goes up there because he can't get to the wall. Shit, fuck. God damn it, I forgot to block it. So now I got to try and coax him back out. So go on back up. Now that that trapdoor is there, he can't get down. And this is going to be the obstinate one, you watch. It's like herding cats. God fucking damn. Just go back in your cell. There's always one fucking zombie, or sorry, villager, that fights you like this. Well, that was fun. Now, in order for me to get over this, so even I can't jump over this. But if you put a carpet on top, for whatever reason, it allows you to hop over. I don't understand why, but it does. See if I can get this guy in first. Okay, he's in position. Now for this guy, when I come back and start trying to deal with him, I need these in place. Or at least, sorry, I just need that one in place. Because he can't, with that slab in there, he can't escape. Because he's too tall, if you will. So his head won't clear it. They can't duck. So that basically allows me to turn him into a villager of some description and then figure out what I want for trades from him. With all of the rest of the guys, they get held in place by their block, if you will. So, Villager Trading Hall, this stage is done. We're going to get a name tag, and I'm going to get rid of all of this shit in my inventory. Gonna need these. So we need to name tag or tag the zombie. We also need to give him a helmet. So we extract one level. We already had one. We put in the name tag, and what we've decided to call this one, we're on. So the zombies have been Boom twice, Dirt McZombie, and this time we're going to go with Robo Zombie. I was thinking Rob Zombie, but why not Robo? So this name tag, once you've tagged a zombie or any NPC, they can't despawn. They're permanent to the game. So what we're going to do is go coax one into that far side, lock him in place. And then now what I want to do is set the trading hall itself as my fast travel point. There's a zombie right there. So we give him a helmet. What did I just do? No, I used the helmet. He's now named. And no, god damn it. What did okay. God fucking damn it. I'm getting poisoned by that witch. I gotta deal with her. She's gonna kill me. So we're gonna lure our zombie in. Fuck me. The fuck did the zombie go? Oh, he went in this side. Is that Robbo? It is. Then we're going to fast travel inside the house and then go lock him in. And then I will replace the blocks that are there. I'm going to go back inside for a second. Took way more hits than I'd meant to. So that zombie is in behind here. So let's take this mending. This is a proof of concept to make sure that this has worked. Lower this guy down. He's going to be our sacrificial guy. Zombie can see me, so he's not attacking. Oh, I know why. I think. So, we're going to go home. I'm going to sleep through the night. Because I think the zombie is aggroed on me. I'm going to set the world to hard. It already is. Good, there's some spiders left. I am not dealing with that little fucker at close range. If I can hit him. Okay, so we got one. So that worked. Okay, so see how this guy with the silk touch is now a zombie? So we hit him with the splash potion of weakness. And then we feed him a golden apple. He starts to shake. And this takes 3 to 5 minutes of real world time. But he will eventually get cured. Supposedly, if I log in and log out, it'll do the same thing. But while we're waiting for this to happen, and I'm just going to leave this part, I'm going to leave the game running while I run to the washroom. I'm just going to kill my camera and my microphone, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back. This is still doing its thing. As long as you can see the particles and they're vibrating like this guy is, it's working. I didn't check to see what his cost was on this before we infected him. But once he's cured, you'll see a slash through the original price and then the new price. Just going to put the rail system back together while we're waiting. And there he is. He's cured. 1. Now 1 emerald to get Silk Touch. It was originally 15. So that's a win. So this trading hall is officially working. I'm going to have to put a zombie in the other side. I have 1 name tag left. I started with 5. So the next zombie is going to be Boom. So we got Robo Zombie and Boom. And it's almost night. They're never going to see the light of day, so don't need the helmet on them. We will set the spawn to the trading hall or the teleport. And I'm just going to raise all these up for now. Here's a zombie. Holy fuck. Creeper first. God fucking damn it. Name tag, he's boom. And he's done. All right. So other than loading up the rest of the cells in there with other villagers, my work there is done. Okay. So that's the first part of what we wanted to do done. The next part, just make sure that my go bag has everything I'm going to need. I think I've got a pretty decent backup bow that I'm going to throw in here as well. Might have already put it in the storage system. No. Oh, I know what it was. I made a backup. Yeah, fishing rod. So no, I don't have a backup bow. It should be fine. So the reason for doing this is I'm going to die because we're going to a bastion, and I suck at this game. So all of my armor has Tombstone Soulbound as an enchantment. So it will when I respawn after death, I will have that. So my helmet, chest plate, and leggings all have that. My feet do not. So my go bag has a set of feet. It's got an atomic disassembler, which is a weapon basically. fully charged up. I've got my portable teleporter. I've got some food. I've got some milk buckets. I've got some torches. So that should be everything I need. When you respawn at the bed. So basically, that was the bed that I have selected. So this is where I'm going to respawn. That's where the go bag is, because all my shit is going to be in a tombstone where I died, in the bastion. And I'm going to have to fight my fucking way back to it. So... Oh, yeah. Boom. I don't know if you're still here or not. So that tiny little bit of time that I was running this generator, we got 4 stacks plus 20 of cobblestone. So it's a pretty quick way to make cobble. Taking these as building materials. Because we're probably going to need them. And off we go to the nether. One of the things that I did while I was here today is I upgraded part of the rail system to make more sense. I've basically made a rail hub and put them at 4 points of the compass. So this goes back to the portal. This goes to the bastion. This doesn't go anywhere yet. And this goes to the fortress that's got my spawner in it. And I've got rail carts set to go in a couple of the different directions. I can't do a loop-de-loop. You fall out of it. So I've marked where the bastion is. I haven't been there yet. I ran out of rails. That's the reason that it just sort of stops there. And I need way more building materials. I'm going to have to rethink this whole idea of having the sides open. Someone wanted my giblets. That's a really good way of wording it. I'm just going to fill those in because I'd forgotten about ghasts. Doohickey deployed. Problem solved. Fuck. Oh, I misplaced that. God damn it. So that's the bastion. Or it might be further up. That give me by the roof? Yes. Wasting materials. As long as we don't run into a ghast. Set this to... or one of them. That is set to teleport home. Where does I get shot from? I need torches. We got to get around the corner there. Now I can hear another zombie or another archer. Teleport home. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is when I get to the, instead of trying to go all the way out and then around the corner, I'm going to cut over to where the soil sand is and ladder down inside the bank. I'm going to put it back on normal mode, which is where I normally play this game. Okay, so the teleporter is on keypad number 8. instead of trying to find it visually. Excuse me. So I think we're going to make a turn over that way. Whoops. There it is right there. There he is. We're looking for a chest. Fuck. If I didn't have that teleporter system, that would be game over. Oopsie is right. So this I want to keep. That we're going to chuck in the backpack. Yeah. So now when someone's attacking me, I can pop the shield, absorb the attack, and then attack back. Now, the piglins or hoglins or whatever they are in the bastion, they're not aggroed to you until you try and take something from the bastion. So, and anytime I've ever done these before, it's usually late game. I've already got the mecha suit, so I've got they effectively got creative flight, and I can just leave, basically. How the hell did I get in the last time? There's the chest. Fuck. That is a chest. Should have gone up over there. That might have been it. There's more over there. There it is. Now I'm going to sleep through the night before I set something on fire. And apologies, I wasn't talking much. I was concentrating. It's like, I don't know if you were watching. I was squinting because I couldn't see. So that's what we went for, is this smithing upgrade. Each one of those, I'm going to save that before we spend it by accident. That I picked up while I was in there. Golden apple, block of gold, blackstone, obsidian, blackstone, basalt. And that gilded blackstone, I don't know if we can break that down. So we'll save it. And these golden helmets and other pieces, we'll just take the gold nuggets from them. Same thing with that. Oh, that's a cool one. Okay. So those smithing templates, you can make more of them. I think I've got everything that I need for it. Oh, meant to do that here. Smithing template for netherite. So to duplicate that, I need 1 plus netherrack plus diamonds. We'll go with 12 in total. I'm not gonna spam produce them because I would use a full stack of diamonds, which I've got plenty, but I didn't want to use them. So we need our 4 armor pieces, and I'm going to do the netherite sword. And then we need netherite. And we need a smithing table, which I think is over at the trading hall. Yes. So. These. No, I need ingots. God damn it. Wrong button. So in order to make ingots, we need 5 of those. And now we go back to the smithing table. So this is the best armor in the game. That is now doing 11 attack damage, which is more than it was doing before. It still doesn't match the atomic disassembler, but it does have looting on it. So. And I'm going to need these pieces anyway to make the mecha suit down the road. So. There. Okay, so back home for a second. Save those levels. That's the other advantage. Muted. Oh, you were muted. Okay, very cool. So, yes, that's now what we look like. Hang on. I think it's F5. So that's what the netherite armor looks like. And that's it from the back. And then netherite sword, like I said, its attack damage is 11. And do I have, I think I've got just a 7 attack damage for a diamond sword. Now, I think sharpness helps, but don't quote me on that. Yes, it does. So the diamond sword is 7. The netherite sword is 8. Well, and that's the skin that I wear as Batman. Sorry, I forgot to take the helmet off. That's what I look like. So, but yes, it very much is the I Am Batman armor. So this is for finally getting to netherite.
That was easy.
And you know what I forgot to do yesterday when I stepped off and killed myself?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That was last night when I stepped off the top of the AFK platform at the mob farm and fell to my death. So let's go to the end real quick. Well, it won't be real quick. Or is it nighttime? It is nighttime. Let's sleep through the night. So this is where, to the best of my ability to figure it out, is where the whatchamacallit, I'm going to set, you know what? I'm going to leave that here for now. We'll come back and get it. Yeah, because there's no easy way to get here. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one with me. And I'm going to put the miner one here just to hold the place. So that we can get back here. And then we're going to do something you're not supposed to do. And you're never supposed to dig straight down. So the way I do it to get around that is you straddle the line between 2 blocks. So you can always see what's below you. The reason you don't ever want to dig straight down is you can find yourself free falling into a cave. Likewise, you never mine straight up because you might mine into a creeper. And finding mossy stone bricks is good. That means we have found it. That's not good. Silverfish are an absolute fucking nightmare. And I've got 3 of them down there now. I did not bring enough torches. I'm going to light my way as I go. So this is the edge, one edge. There's a zombie over there. And I'm going to take the torches off the wall. So this way we'll know where we've been. Ooh, we found a library. You know what? I'm going to take all these. Each one of these, if I just break it without Silk Touch, I think has 3 books, which we can use for trading with villagers for enchanted books. But these are more compact in the bookcase form. So we got 99 bookcases and 5 books. Which I will take. These are just cells. Now I'm lost. This was where I meant to go. There it is. Kill that before we get any more. And there's only one. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the spawner right here. Or the teleporter. I'm going to block that. Block that. I'm going to leave those for now. We're eventually going to come back and do something with this. But do I have enough Eyes of Ender? I think I do. So what I'm doing is I'm setting my teleporter to home. We now have this, which is the end. Portal to the end is now open. So, like I said, all I'm doing is I'm going to get a couple pieces of endstone and then getting the hell out of there because I do not want to fight the Ender Dragon yet. I mean, I probably could at this point. We've got netherite armor, a decent bow, decent enough sword, but that's not why we're here. We're here to get more ender pearls, and then after that, what time is it here now? It's coming up on 9:35. We might go see if we can get some blaze rods for potion making. But here we go, going to the end. Beauty. I do not even have to go outside. Here's the Ender Dragon. It has realized that we're here, but it can't get us because we're underground. Here's a stack. So we may as well finish what we just started here, just expanding this area. And with that, we are out of here. So sleep through the night, and then I'll show you what I needed the endstone for. What I did before I crafted the Eyes of Ender is I made ender seeds. So it's, I made one ender seed. Ender seeds are 4 ender pearls with seeds in the middle of it. So that's what I crafted. So I do have that in the system here. Now what we need to do is put down one piece of endstone. get a hoe. I don't know if a stone hoe will do it. No. I think it has to be a diamond hoe. And this might actually have to be, hang on. It might have to be beside water. Why can I not? Stand by. Or do I have to till it in the end? These are questions that need answering. Stand by. No, it says have to have a mod with, which I do, and then right click on a regular endstone block with a hoe. It is not tilling. All right. We're going to pivot. We'll do something different. I will figure this out. One thing I have to do is repair everything that we did, or all the, yes. So this needs to be repaired, and my axe needs to be repaired. Oh yeah, and I have all this stuff that needs to go back into storage. So bow needs to be mended as well. And I need to go back and collect my the miner, but we'll do that in a bit. So at some point, I do need an XP farm. So that we can repair our shit a little more quickly and easily. And that needs to be recharged. Because the only way I have to get XP right now is fishing, which is very slow. So what I do here is hit the R key because that'll transfer it to my offhand, and then basically just swap out the swap these out as we as required. This should only take one fish to fix. It'll be the axe that'll take a couple. These were a lot less damaged than I thought. Here we go. That's the start of an okay rod. Just going to put all of this stuff away. And I need more torches. All right, so we'll go back and grab the miners block because we don't need it any longer. I'm just going to cover that over so I don't fall in. Head home. That was there. So now everything's sorted back into its where I normally keep them, or at least very close to it. I may have to install another mod. I've got the Ender Pearl or the End Seed one, but if I can't till, well, let's go to the end. Let's try that. Hang on. Do I have a hoe? I do not. God damn it. Nada. So I'm probably going to have to install another mod. Okay. So we've more or less done everything that I had intended to do tonight. It's coming up on 10. Tomorrow's a work day, so let's see if we can turn a couple more zombies. I think I have blaze powder. We do have some fermented spider eyes. We do have some regular spider eyes. So we can make some more splash potions. We need bottles. How do we make bottles? So that isn't a native, it's not in JEI. So I'm going to set that up as a crafting recipe. We've got 2 water bottles already, so we need, I got 22 fermented spider eyes, so we need 20 of these. And then we also need gunpowder. So, water bottles, I got to fill them. I think it's just do this at a water source, I think. Yep. So we put in a water bottle. We put in one of those. I think we can do 3 at a time. Oh, I know what I should have done. Nah, we'll do them. Put the weakness potions up top. We're not going to make that one. So we put those in. We take this out. We put gunpowder in, and this turns these into splash. So regular potions are what I take. Splash potions are what I throw at people. And you'll see the bottle change shape. And because these don't stack, what I'm going to do is put a couple of storage drawers over at the base with golden apples and these splash potions. use a lot less blaze powder than I thought. I thought that this was 1 per craft, and it's not. Which is good to know. Don't want those in my hotbar. I don't want to inadvertently throw one on the ground. So we want 2 drawers. There we go. Oh, we're not in hard mode. Just make sure that we are... It did go... Yeah, we're in hard. There's the zombie. Now, I should be able to do 3 of these guys at once. So those 3 guys are in process. And just the lucky guy at the end. And now we wait. It ain't easy being green. You could say that again. No, the only way to get blaze powder, 1 blaze rod in a crafting grid becomes 2 blaze powder. That's it. There's no fancier way to do it. There's no other way to get more than that. So, is what it is. Yeah, we'll see how cheap these are now. I'm gonna go sleep. Now, to load these last guys in, what I think I'm going to have to do is figure out where the zombie is on this side. Right there. And then block them from getting all the way down to the end. So that, because I have to lower these guys down in order to load them in. Now we're just waiting to see how quick or what kind of trades we get from these guys now. Heard somebody go. These guys are back. Better. Because this was 64 to get power 5, so it's now down to 39. He's going to have to go again. This guy is down from 34 to 9. This guy's 1. Sweeping edge is down to 18. Looting is down to 14. Sharpness is down to 25. Power is down to 39. Fortune is down to 9. Mending is down to 7. That was this dude. Down to 1 for fire protection. Not bad. Unbreaking 3 is 1. Nice. And efficiency is down to 1 as well, and so is multi-shot. Wicked. So that is successful. And yes, we just have to lower them down again. Yeah, exactly. I just have to lure them up to this end and throw a block in its way. So hang on, let's do that right now. Where is Boom? Boom is right there. So he is walled up at that end. So he can only go to those guys. And that's probably all I need for right now anyway. So we've got, on this side, we've got 2 blast furnace guys. We've got a smithing table. We've got a grindstone. I don't think there's anything else other than maybe earning emeralds. So we're going to turn this guy into a farmer. For that, we need a composter. So we now have a farmer. He does carrots and beets, which we don't have in abundance. Wheat and potatoes, which we don't have in abundance. Carrots and beets. Whoops. Shit. Potatoes. Yeah, we can work with that. So I think I've got potatoes. Not a lot. So we're going to see if we can turn them back into carrots. Because I do have a carrot farm. Beets. Potatoes and carrots, that'll work. So, we're going to do potatoes, carrots, and that turns them into the next level. And I'm not going to take them any further than that because I got to get them out of there. Because I did a boo-boo. Where's Boom? There he is. Oh, that was close. So I don't know if you caught that, but I inadvertently broke the trap door, so I got to pull him out and put him back. But that's why I wanted to lock in his trades. That's as far as we can trade that guy for now. But his trades are locked in now. I don't think I kept the fences down here. I did not. Because I'm stupid. And we also need wool or rug. Fuck. Carpet. While we're at this, I'm actually going to take... I should take the emeralds down to the other end. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So we've got carpet, and we've got that, and we've got that. Not home. Trading hall. All right. No, come on out. Well, that one was easy. Yeah, that one worked out all right. Good thing, because, like you said, I'm tired. So now we have a way to earn emeralds while we're down here. Cool. All right, back home, drop everything else off, and then I'm going to call it a night. Yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow's another day. Sleep through the night just 'cause, and then we'll wrap up and get out of here. So I'm going to look and see what I need to do in order to be able to make tilled endstone. And to be fair, I might actually just cheat one in. Because I don't feel like installing another mod, and it should be part of this mod pack. There should be a way to make it. Because it's right there. So. Let me think about that. I don't like cheating, but I might, just to get that piece. What do you guys think? Install a new mod or cheat it in? No, there's no machine that tills that. No, it's either it's with a hoe, like just on the end stone itself. And if that doesn't work, it's like I said, the only other way to get it to work is with a mod pack, another mod pack, or sorry, another mod. There's one I did a quick Google search, and the one that cropped up is called Modrinth. No, it's Endercrop. I've already got that one. No, it would be another one. Because I've got this one, Endercrop. Yeah. Okay, hang on. To obtain tilled endstone, right-click regular endstone with a hoe that has been enchanted with Unbreaking 1. Hang on. Yeah, we need a book. Three. There it is. Read the wiki. Woot. So now we're growing ender pearls. It's slow, but ender pearls. We currently have, I think it's 0. 0. So I'm going to leave this running overnight. We'll see how many ender pearls we have tomorrow. I'm guessing it's going to be a couple hundred by then. All right. With that, I figured it out. I should have read the wiki to begin with, like a friggin' numpty. But yeah, that is ticking away. I'm just going to watch the first one grow, and then I'm going to log out. One. If any of you guys remember Sesame Streets. All right. Now I'm signing out. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll figure out how many ender pearls we have by then. Now that I've gotten to the end, I don't need them as badly, but they're nice to have. There are other crafting things that require ender pearls in Mekanism, so they're definitely going to be needed. So with that, I'm going to sign out. No cheating required. Peace. Have a great night, and we will catch you all tomorrow night. And hope you have a great night. Take care, everybody.